Hi, good afternoon. It's about midday. It's sort of mid-May, so it's beautiful weather. I'm in the Mendip Hills today, so a sort of more local one to me. I'm in Wookey Hole at the moment, Wookey Hole car park, which is a free car park, which is always a bonus. I'm just, before starting the walk, I'm just sat here in this lovely little spot here, going to have a quick bite to eat, bit of lunch. And then we're going to crack on. So I'm in the eastern side of the Mendips, and today I'm doing Ebbor Gorge, which is a short walk. It's probably about 3 hours, which is very short, really, isn't it? But no less enjoyable. But I've got a load of stuff to do when I get back, so it's good for a half day. It's one that's good for families and things. Where are we? So I'm parked at the moment in Wookey Hole, which is sort of famous tourist spot for caves and what have you. Just trying to find the... yeah, there he is. So parked here. So the walk starts here, free car park, a few pubs and sort of other touristy bits. Just conscious that the light there isn't probably obscuring the map. Hang on a sec. God, it's like a carry-on film, isn't it? Where am I? There, that's it, yeah. Have I got it? Yeah, there you go. Wookey Hole. Then what you've got to do is you've got to go back on yourself, down the sort of main road, which is sort of, you just got to try and avoid getting run over. And then you go up this lime kiln lane, I think it's called. Yeah, which just goes to here, and then through, you'll see signs through this Milton farm. The map's just blown into my face. Hang on a second. Should do outtakes, shouldn't they, on this? Then we've got Milton Hill Farm. Go through there, and then we climb up onto the main Mendips Ridge, that's the Milton Farm there. Climb up onto the main Mendips Ridge. And then once you reach the main ridge, there's quite a straightforward path that goes along here to Ebbor Gorge, which is here, Ebbor Gorge Rocks. And then you take the path that goes down through the gorge and then back into Wookey Hole. So it's fairly sort of straightforward, offers nice views, and it makes a good half day out. See you in a sec. Right, so I'm on this lime kiln lane. I've walked for 10 minutes, and look at this already. Beautiful view. That's the Wookey Hole paper mill there. That's the paper mill, and view of Glastonbury Tor. It's lovely, isn't it? It's amazing weather. Just realised I've left my sun hat, well, my baseball cap in the car. I can't be bothered to turn around. But I'm sort of somebody that tends to go brown rather than burn, so it should be okay. I only need sun cream really when I go to like Greece or somewhere where it's properly hot. Right, it's quite easy to miss that turning back there. So what you got to do is you got to park in the Wookey Hole where the caves are, you know, the tourist car park, free car park, and then you got to turn back, walk back on yourself, as in you're walking out of the Wookey Hole village. And it's as you're doing that, you probably go for about 1 kilometre, and you take a left-hand turn, and there's a house on the corner that says Broadleys or something like that, and that's the lane you got to take. Right, so this goes up towards Milton Hill, and I'll do it. Right, so I've got out of that lane, and just to orientate yourselves, if you're doing it, there's a massive quarry all down your right-hand side, so that sort of makes you know you're in the right place. So I've got a little vantage point here. I'm walking towards Milton Farm, but there is a sort of rusty public footpath sign there. I get a bit nervous walking around on farms because I always think I'm going to get attacked by dogs. I like dogs, but you know, I just always got that thing. And then I think I used to go shooting when I was a kid, and we used to get out of the car at this farm, and a million dogs would come running up to you. But Or I think the farmer's going to go mental because I've misread the map, which doesn't happen that often, but I guess it can happen to the best of us. Mendips TV mast there. It's quite impressive actually if you go really close to that. Well, I mean, there are more impressive sites in the world, like the sort of pyramids of Giza and sort of Venice and things, but you know, when in Rome. So just swinging around this side. The walk goes through the farm and then up kind of behind those trees, and this is the main ridge here behind there, and that's probably the highest point of the walk there, up on the ridge. And then we walk, if I can probably just show you there, that forested area there on the ridge there is where all the Ebbor Gorge is. So yeah, so that's the plan. It's a little vantage point just to sort of reorientate, and I'll see you if I survive and get through this farm. Right, I'm just going through the farm. I've managed to stay on path. Saw some sheep shearing going on and sort of lambing, which was quite cool. But I spent my whole morning trying to complete some very complicated medical HR forms for my new job. And I've realised that my entire morning was represented by this. That's a steaming pile of shit. Right, I feel better now. My day is certainly improving rapidly. So I'm just exiting the farm and then onto the footpath, and should start to get some nice views coming in a minute actually. See you then. Right, just a quick section to help people who want to do the walk with navigation, because if you look at the map here, this section of the walk is actually it's really busy. And here, yeah, there's all millions of footpaths and different roads and farms, and it's easy to get lost. Anyway, there's the farm that I've just come from. You reach this, I believe, is called Tyning's Lane. I'll just perch on here a second. I'm exactly there. You can see that. Which is where I'm exactly there. That's exactly where you want to be. Just here. And then I follow the road up here towards the old Bristol Road, which is this path here. So, public footpath over this sty. And then I'm following this sort of indistinct path towards, this is called Vigo Wood apparently, so I've got to go through this wood and then up onto the up a steep hill up onto the old Bristol Road. I'll see you in a bit. Wow, I mean, does it get a lot more pretty than this? It's beautiful, really beautiful. It's so therapeutic walking through these woods with this noise of this beautiful stream. If I shut up, you can probably hear it. Such a simple thing. Such a simple thing. And it's just wonderful. It's lovely. So you can hear the bird song and the trickling of the water. I don't do many woods in my walks because I'm usually doing hills and things and kind of mountain walks. You don't tend to get them, but it's really nice. Very relaxing. There you go. I was wondering whether we would see some bluebells today, because it's that kind of time of year. Here they are. The most beautiful flowers, aren't they? Not huge amounts of them. I've been running recently through some bluebell woods and it's really really nice experience. Great, well I'm going to enjoy this bit and I'll see you when... well, my kind of relaxation has just come to an end because I've kind of got to negotiate this stream but with multiple collapsed trees. So there's one there, and then here this path is blocked from this collapsed tree, and this path is completely blocked by this collapsed tree. So I'm going to have to climb up onto that bank there and try and get round. So just to let you know, relaxation has ended, but provides me with a unique challenge. See you in a sec. Just a quick section about some of the kit I've got today. I've packed 2 litres of water, and what I've done is, because it's quite hot, I've frozen one of the bottles. So I that's an old golfing trick, we used to do that. Pour out 10%, so because the ice expands so it doesn't burst the bottle, then freeze it, and then it just slowly melts throughout the day and you've got a constant supply of cold water. That's a good trick. There's a slight chill to the wind, so I bought this today, which is a golf, it's actually, again, it's another golf thing. It's just a windproof wind blocker. It weighs nothing. I think that probably weighs like 1 gram, and it completely blocks the wind, and it is perfect for when you get up on the ridge, but it's not really that cold. That's really good. And the other thing, classic, is the glasses on a toggle, on a cord, which allows me to select them and take them off, like when I go through woods or sort of bits where there's tree cover, because they then becomes too dark and you don't need them. That's my top Alan Partridge tip of the day, that one is. But normally I don't. I'm 33 now. I'm sort of getting towards 40, but I haven't reached that level in my life yet where I have to wear my glasses on a cord. But so when I'm not walking, the cord comes off. So I'm just not ready for that yet. Right, I will see you in a bit. I'm out of the wood, and you'll meet at crossroads, left and right, here. Yeah. Choose the right path. Okay, and then you want to walk up this hill here to the gate there, and that's the gate that goes onto the Old Bristol Road. It's really good fun actually about this walk. One of the good fun things about it is testing your navigation. I mean, it's not like, going to, some area in Snowdonia where it's remote and there's no visibility, but in terms of if you're new to walking, map reading skills and just picking the right paths and just getting familiar with an OS map. Because if you get lost, it's not the end of the world, because it's not a remote place, but it's just testing your navigation. It's a bit complex, that first bit. It's quite good fun. Right, I will see you when we get up towards the top. Nice view from this little vantage point. It's all the wood that I've come from over there. It's beautiful weather. So we're going to hop over this sty here and take a left turn, and this is the Old Bristol Road here, and I'll show you where to go in a few minutes from up there. So I'm just on the Old Bristol Road, and through the trees there, if the camera makes it out, this whole hillside is just filled with bluebells. I've never seen anything like it. It's like a field, it is literally a field of bluebells. All here. That's amazing. Hopefully I get more views of that. It's so beautiful. I just thought I'd never seen anything like that. It's like a crop. It's like it's a crop. Yeah, I'll hopefully get another view of that. See you in a sec. Right, so you come up the road until there's a sharp left-hand turn here. It says public footpath, easy to miss, and this is it here. And it goes up there, alright? So it's the other side of the fence, and it goes up here, like along there. And that's the top of the ridge up there. don't go this way in the winter. It is a quagmire, okay? It is an absolute quagmire. Go all the way up the Bristol Road, and you can get onto the ridge that way. But yeah, in the summer it's a much nicer route. So you can see the gradient here of this path. It's really steep, and it's all lined by these brambles and nettles. And it's right now, but in the winter this is always a thick sludge of mud where it's been raining, and you got no grip. And I remember coming here once with my ex-girlfriend and a friend Mike, and we had to grab onto the fence like this and hold it all the way up, pulling ourselves up to get up to this, getting up this steep path, all the time sort of trying to avoid being tangled in brambles and stung. But yeah, it's pretty steep. That was good fun. She was sort of a gym type, you know, and wouldn't go walking, and I said, well, just come with me one day, you might like it. And she said, oh, you know, walking, how difficult can that be? But she really enjoyed it, and we got we finished the walk. We did this one, and it was in November, horrible sort of muddy conditions, and went to the pub afterwards in Wells, had a couple of beers, and yeah, she fell asleep in the car with sort of mouth open, snoring all the way back. Bless her, that was hilarious. That was really funny. So yeah, it's as with all new sort of activities, if you're not used to it, I've got to grab onto the fence now. If you're not used to it, it can be tiring. You know, like if you're a good swimmer, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll be good at running, etc. Right, I'm almost there. I can just see the top of the path now. See you in a sec. Well, I've just walked out. I'm on the main Mendips ridge now. I'm on the top of the ridge, and I've come to a vantage point, and the view's amazing. So we've got the Mendip TV mast, and look at this. So beautiful. This is a great walk to do to explore sort of England's green and pleasant land. That's how I'd describe it. A view all over the Somerset levels of all the different woods and fields. There's the cathedral city of Wells. That's Wells Cathedral there. And there's like the Bishop's Palace down there. It's really beautiful. Lovely place to take a girl if you want to go on a date or something like that. It's a really nice place to take a girl. It's beautiful walking around there, and nice sort of pubs and places to eat. And Glastonbury Tor over there. The camera makes that. There. Glastonbury Tor. And that's the old Bristol Road down there that we were on a minute ago. I've opted now to my full coat because the wind is pretty nippy up here. But I mean, the conditions are beautiful, couldn't be better really. Right, see you in a bit. So to help with navigation, the TV mast kind of, in my mind, marks the extreme eastern edge of the Mendips Ridge. So I'm walking I'm about as east as you go. Due west is that way. That's due west that goes towards Cheddar, and then Crook Peak, and then eventually the sea, Bristol Channel. This is pretty straightforward because you just follow the public footpath signs, and you're walking, I would say, initially like in a southwest direction, and then see where that wall is. Then we take a walk in exactly a due west direction. And let me just get up onto the crest of the ridge here. It's such a beautiful view. Quite windy, but the view's really opened up now into the Somerset levels, and I can see the sea, I can see the Quantocks, I can see Brent Knoll over down towards, I think it's like Burnham-on-Sea that way. I'll give you a little panorama because I think this is one of the higher points of the walk. Really nice. That's the Brent Knoll there, and I don't know if the camera picks it up, but I got a really good sea view actually. See all into the Bristol Channel. It's lovely. So, and that the other navigation point here is that forest there. That is the top of the Ebbor Gorge. So that's the direction we're going in. One thing I have noticed is there's a field of cows up there. Now, last time I came here, which was probably about 5 years ago, a whole field of, there was about 30 cows saw me in the field and stampeded on me. They made a beeline for me, like psychotic cows, like straight at me. And oh, that was pretty scary actually. So I think that I'm really hoping that doesn't happen again today. My late Uncle Phil, great Uncle Phil, bless him, he used to own a farm, and lovely chap, and he used to say if that ever happens, you got to just put your hands out and scream as loud as you can and they'll stop. But I just thought in that split moment, what if that doesn't work? I'm buggered. I'm going to get smashed to bits by about 30 cows, because they were stampede. They were, you know, like galloping towards me at full speed. So I kind of did my best Usain Bolt impression and just legged it across the whole of the field and managed to just escape them before they went right up to the sty. So anyway, they've got a sort of few weird cows here, so I don't know, I have to be careful. But at the moment I'm enjoying this spectacular view. So green. Beautiful. There's the gate I want there. It's surrounded by cows. They look docile now, but I don't know, I think I'll be walking in the middle of them and they're going to go berserk. So I've kind of trespassed onto the farmer's land, hoping I don't get shot or something. And I have boycotted the cows now, but the problem is now I've got to get over this double barbed wire fence / wall. So for those of you who didn't think I was nuts already, you're going to definitely think I'm nuts now. I don't really know what to do now. Yeah, I'm going to have to catch you in a bit. Right, well I managed to, the cows are safely behind that fence. God, you're gonna think I'm totally mad, but seriously, that one experience just kind of completely lost all trust in that for me. But I just managed to duck under. I'm thankfully quite skinny, so I managed to duck under the first bit of wire and then jump over the climb on top of the fence, and then just jumped over the second lot. Had sort of visions of, you know, idiot goes to A&E following, you know, barbed wire caught in wedding tackle. But thankfully it was okay. I sort of pretended the Germans were after me and just sort of really made a bolt for it. Right, so I've just realised there's another cow field just ahead. God, I've got to probably just sort this out. Right, but this marks the highest point probably of the walk, just up there where I hopped the barbed wire. About 268, 270, it's not very high, but in terms of the surrounding countryside is very low, so you get a really good view. Right, catch you on the next bit. Thankfully the path took me the other side of this cow field, so I didn't have to go through there. But they're not all bad, look. Those calves are really sweet, aren't they? They're really sweet. I think I might cancel my trip to McDonald's on the way home. Yeah, they're too sweet. I'll give it a break for a day. Another lovely view. There's the paper mill actually there, because it's always good at looking out for landmarks that are familiar, just to reorientate and re-navigate. So, you know, I know that Wookey's down there and that the paper mill's there, so I'm going in the right direction. Great view of Glastonbury Tor. I'm right level with that now. I've never walked up there actually. I mean, it doesn't take a lot to get up there, but you know, I'm I'm not necessarily a sort of druid or hippie type, but I've never been to Glastonbury Festival, mainly because I'm like not cool enough, but also I like to sort of go to the toilet in my bathroom and wash my hands. But apart from that, I'm sure it's really good fun. But I remember, you know, when I was a kid, I wasn't really into sort of modern music. I liked, you know, like Led Zeppelin and The Who and like David Bowie, people like that. You know, real, what I describe as real music. And I remember Bruce Springsteen, yeah, was another one. I used to love Bruce Springsteen. Well, I still do. Like listening to Bruce Springsteen. And I used to get ridiculed for it, you know, all my mates be like, "Oh, Bruce Springsteen, that's so sad. You know, get with the times, man." You know, and then so you know, all these sort of middle class kids, you know, go to Glastonbury or Glastonbury, as their parents would say, and then Bruce Springsteen played, yeah. And I remember, you can Google it or YouTube it. He smashed, amazing performance, yeah. And they would come back going, "Oh yeah, Bruce Springsteen, oh my god, oh the boss, yeah, amazing." And then I was like, "Hang on a minute, I've been liking him for years and you've all taken the piss out of me." Oh, what has the world come to, eh? Madness. What's the matter with people? Right, I'll catch you on the next bit. Right, just quick navigation thingy. So I've just come all the way along these straight fields and I've reached here, Crossroads. And it's at this sort of sty thing here, and you can't really go any further. This says West Mendip Way, and that goes this way towards Higher Pits Farm, which is there. So don't go down there. You want to take the left-hand turn that goes West Mendip Way. That's the green diamonds there, is the West Mendip Way, and that goes towards Ebbor Rocks and then Ebbor Gorge. So I'll just show you. That's where I've come from. You can navigate because you've got the Mendips TV mast directly behind you at all times, because we're going due west. The farm is down there. Just about to see. Yeah, there's the farm. That's the end of the road, and it can be confusing if you're new to this. It says West Mendip Way, sends you over there. You don't want to go around there. There's no signpost this way, but I'm trusting my map and my navigation that it is this way. So we go this way. There's no actual path, it's just a field. So all of the rest of this last sort of 45 minutes or so has been a non-path. There's no paths. So, you know, it's not technically difficult, but there's no path, so you could get lost potentially. So we're going to follow this for a bit. That's the edge of the wood there that kind of marks the gorge. And I'll see you in a bit. So finally, a signpost, Ebbor Gorge, National Nature Reserve. That's where we are. Just got to follow the main path through the gorge. There's all sorts of caves inside the gorge as well. It's meant to be quite cool. It's less impressive than Cheddar Gorge, but guess how many people I've seen today? Guess how many people I've seen on my walk? 0. I've not seen a single person. When you go to Cheddar, it'd be really packed. I mean, not that I'm like mega antisocial, but it's really nice. It's just so nice to just go somewhere where there is complete solitude. And look at all these bluebells, just at the edge of the woods. And this is the wooded track that leads to the gorge. So yeah, having a really good time. Oh, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's exactly how I thought it would be. I'm walking all surrounded in these bluebell woods. It's thick with bluebells. It's absolutely lovely. Really, look at this. Really peaceful. Just the whistle of the wind through the trees and the birds singing. Caution, cliff ahead. So this goes towards the cliff edge. Well, obviously, you just read the sign. So, I think it's coming up very shortly. I remember there being a really nice view. I'm going to sit on there, and I'll tell you what I've bought. I've bought a little whiskey with me. Oh, is there talk of a wee dram? So, don't normally do that, but as it's a sort of short walk, a couple of hours, it's not mega athletically challenging. I thought I would bring one with me. I don't take it if it's strenuous, because I don't want to be wiped out for it, basically. But yeah, I'm going to sit on the edge of the gorge and enjoy one. So we're here. Check out the view. It's beautiful. It's got all this little seating here, so you can sit and have your lunch. A little bit windy, but not bad. Get right up to the cliff edge. Oh, it's beautiful. Really stunning. It goes right deep down into this gully. You can see the Quantox Hills in the distance, Glastonbury Tor and all the Somerset levels. It's beautiful. And unlike Cheddar, I've got the whole gorge to myself. This is really relaxing, actually, you know. Right. So, I've done a Blue Peter as I prepared earlier. You might have remembered this one from my Cornwall walk. It's my little family hip flask with different initials on. And what I've got today, this dram, it's an 18-year-old Glenfarclas. Now, I really enjoy the Glenfarclas. I think it's one of the best distilleries there is. It's got a really good distillery character, and it's sort of family-run business. It's not pretentious, and it's not over-marketed. It's just really good whiskey. It's a sherried kind of character, Speyside whiskey. Very easy to drink, good if you're kind of new to it. So the 18-year-old is travel retail exclusive. So I actually bought this in a lad's holiday in Lanzarote, and it was 40 quid for a litre, which is amazing price, because normally that's about 70 or 80 quid in the UK. It's a bit like Gibraltar. It's like one of those tax havens because it's non-EU. So yeah, here you go. So a bit of wild whiskey tasting out in the Ebbor Gorge, just watching the birds coming in and out of the trees. I think it's always a kind of drink that's meant to be drunk outside. Oh wow, always tastes better. It's difficult to nose obviously outside, and I haven't got a proper tasting glass, but I hope no one comes here actually now. I look like a complete lunatic. Oh, extreme sherry, rich and full sherry. And sort of fruits like apples and pears. It's like a bouquet of fruits, a bit of nuttiness maybe. Right. Oh god, that's nice after that walk. Really warms you up. Oh, that's gorgeous. Endless rolling sugars, barley sugars, kind of a slight brown sugar, muscovado, quite quite sort of nutty as well, actually. And then you've got a strong sherry character and the distillery character of sort of honey and rich dried fruits from the sherry. I'm not an expert, but that's what I get anyway. It's good when you do this to get a piece of paper actually and just write down what you're tasting, and then you can sort of kind of have a kind of review of what you think's going on and compare it to your mates. So I've probably got about 45 minutes to an hour left, I would have thought, to get down off the gorge back into the village. So I'm just going to have one whisky because I've got to drive, but yeah, I'm going to have a bit of lunch. This is really pretty, isn't it? It's nice and warm. It's got a really nice long finish, actually, that whisky as well, which is a really good characteristic of a good whisky. It's the ones where the finish goes immediately are always a little bit disappointing. Right, I'm going to sit here and chill. This is a lot better than being at work. Beautiful place. Well recommended. Just a quick thing, quite funny, I've just seen this guy here who's walked out onto this pinnacle. I've just given him a wave from across the gorge and he's just waved back at me. It's quite funny. But yeah, just that looks really cool, doesn't it? What a cool lunch spot that is. I've got to come back here and try and walk out onto that. That looks really good. Yeah, that's funny. From one side of the gorge to the other. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was really, really good. I don't often spend long periods of time sat, you know, at the best viewpoint. I kind of get there, stay for 5-10 minutes and then just go, but I sat there for about 45 minutes. It was absolutely gorgeous. Amazing sight. So right, this is the descent from Ebbor Gorge. You can come up this way. This is the West Mendip way. And yeah, it just leads back down towards the valley. Just descending through the bluebell woods. I bought a single stick today that I've stowed away, attached to the bag. It's not particularly strenuous, but it just takes all the pressure just off the knees and stuff on the a little bit of a steep descent, but just lots and lots of these steps, so it just sort of eases the descent. Cool. Right, I'll see you when I get to the bottom. So I'm on the flat again now and down in the valley, just walking through. And one last view of the bluebells. My whole descent has been lined with these thick bluebell woods. It's beautiful, isn't it, this time of year? And all of this is just caked in it. Camera doesn't pick it up too well, but it's absolutely stunning. Really beautiful. So back in the village, that's Wookey Hole Village and Caves. So the last bit of the walk's fairly self-explanatory. It's a kind of all roads lead. As soon as you come off the gorge, it's sort of all roads lead to Rome scenario, really. Right, time to get back to the car. Just seen this. God, I'd love to go there. It sounds cracking, doesn't it? Sounds like every man's dream. Damn. Bit tired now though. Have to check that out another day. Right, it's really pretty, this village. It's got a nice road and beautiful houses and cottages and things. Yeah, it's really nice. Well, I'll tell you what, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I mean, it's not as dramatic as a mountain in Snowdonia or going abroad or something, but in terms of the enjoyment factor, that was one of the most enjoyable days out I've had for a very, very long time. It's nice and easy to do, good for families, good for kids, but I think it was a mixture of the weather and the fact that I ended up seeing one person, saw only one person on the entire walk, and it was complete, I think 3.5 hours, 4 hours with a break of complete solitude. Absolutely wonderful. Well, that's a pretty good end to the walk. Back at the car, roof's down. Picked up a funky banana ice cream. And map for the way home. No sat navs. If you can read out an OS map for a walk, you don't need a sat nav. Old school. So there you go. Going to enjoy taking this drive back to Bristol, and glad you enjoyed that. We'll see you again. Right, so I had to come up here. Look at this. 281.6 metres of sheer steel mast. What a beast. The Mendip transmitting station. I've just on the drive home, actually, that's the A39 down there. I've just pulled over. There's a little lay-by and it takes about 10 minutes to walk up here. It wasn't on my route, but makes it, I've just googled it because it's such an iconic point for sort of walkers around here. You can see it from miles off. You can see it in Bristol, you can see it in Bath, you can see it, you know, Bristol Airport. And yeah, it says that it was built in 1967. We've got Wikipedia, 1967, and it makes it the tallest structure in the whole of the southwest of England, which is quite impressive. So yeah, I've always wanted to come and look at it. It's pretty impressive, actually. It broadcasts digital TV and FM and digital radio, I think. God, look at the wires as well that are connecting it. Oh, I know I have to climb up to the top of that. Right, that is it. There you go. I thought I'd tag a little bit of extra kind of excitement onto the end of the video. Great, I'm definitely going to go home now. I'll just start to make my way back down this track. New car's good fun to drive, got rid of the old one. Courtesy of Sutherland Cars in Winford. If you're ever thinking of treating yourself to something fun, then they're really, really good. Specialise in BMW. Hadn't had any problems, really good. Car will probably break down on the way back. Was it? Yeah, 330 IM Sport. I must give BMW a ring, actually, because only in this week in the news there's that scandal that's come out about the electric cable that cuts out and you sort of die or something. So I better give them a ring, and because I think my car's one of the ones that could be affected, so I better give them a ring, actually. Right, on that note, I'm going to walk back, get back home, and enjoy a nice evening. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed that one. Bit of light humour along the way. We'll see you again.